So what are the key considerations when buying a development site? Well, the process is generally the same as if you're buying an existing building, but there are perhaps some areas that you want to explore more fully. So what I would say that the three things to really focus on are access, services and restrictive covenants. So access is exactly what you think it means. Can you access a site? Does it come straight off the public highway? Are there any gaps between the public highway and the property? If the access is over third-party owned land, does the property benefit from sufficient adequate legal rights of way over that, which will also be appropriate for the land as developed, because sometimes rights of way can be limited in their extent. Services, so in terms of getting utilities to the site, again, are these going to come directly from the public highway, or are you going to need third-party landowners' consent to get those services across that land and connected to the site? And then thirdly, restrictive covenants. Is there anything on the title which effectively is going to prevent either the physical buildings going there or the proposed use of the development? Other things just to think about are whether the seller has commissioned any surveys or studies and reports that, as the buyer, you would want to take the benefit of. And if that's the case, then you need to get either those reports readdressed to you or letters of reliance provided by the people that carried out the survey, so you can rely on them as if they were carried out on your behalf. And then another thing, in terms of the, if there's a site that's already got planning, those planning drawings will have copyright, which typically the architect will retain, so you need to get a copyright license from the architect to make sure you can use those drawings once you've completed your purchase. And then just a final point to say, once you've got the site purchased, it may sort of feel premature, but you then want to think about establishing the estate setup. So effectively setting up the pack for the onward sales of the individual units once it's been developed out, and that process usually can take a sort of 6 months because you want to get the land registry involved. So starting that sooner than you would expect to have to do that is definitely worth thinking about. So to summarise then, I think the key points to consider when buying a development site are access, services and utilities, and restrictive covenants. And then as a separate thing, just think about if there's any reliance you need on drawings or surveys or reports, and get the site set up in progress sooner rather than later.